Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 617. Today we'll be doing Battle with the Reaper and Backpack Battles. And so this week we are playing the Sack of Surprises on the Reaper. The button is pushed, the start game thing pushed as well. What do we get here to start with? And so let's see, we're on the Relic case. We got a healing potion, we got a Fly Agaric. We should be able to sustain pretty heavily through these early rounds. And so I'm kind of curious here. It's like our bag space is a bit of a mess. Like, I'm very interested in the shovel. I'm very interested in the on sale buckler. We're not going to fit all of this stuff, but I like just going for like the control decky slow play here with the Fly Agaric. And I think this will play nicely with that. Like, I'm looking to maybe pick up the banana. But we need a bag slot here. So let's just take a roll, see if a bag turns up. It does not. We should get one on this next roll. We do. We can get up and running. So yeah, I'm curious how we can maximize this as the start here goes. We're making the shovel at the beginning. We have the Fly Agaric that wants to do control decky kind of stuff. I'm curious if we can't, say, lock in a lump of coal and make a quick magic torch, since we already have the health potion, and then look to go towards kind of a control decky, dark sabery kind of build. And so it's one of the things I've been kind of tinkering with. I think I prefer that style of build to be with the other case, with the poison case, but let's see how this pans itself out. I don't want to pigeonhole ourselves here into a build at round one, but I think it's kind of an interesting space here when we have the early game control item and the Fly Agaric, along with the shovel and a lot of the components towards this magic torch. All right, took it down. Very weird only having the one the one poison on him at the end of the day. I guess he does prevent 3 debuffs with the leather armor, but not quite what I was expecting there. So how do we feel about a flame badge? Do we ever want to go pyromancer? I don't think so. I don't like the pyromancer offerings as far as the Reaper is concerned, so we'll skip that. We do have the wooden sword into the torch, right? So we just need a blueberries to get the magic torch going at this point. I like that. I'm a little interested in coming in to just start adding stuff like pocket sands. If we're going to look to build towards the dark saber, then getting these big pocket sand stacks is kind of nice. And so use that as one of our defensive measures along the way. All right, next round. We got here. He's got a fair amount of sustain. I think we end up losing this one. The Fly Agaric shouldn't be able to keep up with the opposing case, but his health is going down. It's so wild. I guess we did clear some of the poisons with our health potion, but like RN Jesus did not bless you, my friend. He did not give you the blessings necessary to have the poison stack up. But all right, let's do this. Get this walrus tusk, get the wooden buckler upgraded, take a roll, see if we can't find some bags. If we did it, and then I am interested in getting this leather armor, but we don't have the bag space for it all, right? If we want to upgrade the spiked shield, we're only going to have 4 slots, and so it's definitely worth a reserve. And then we'll just keep it there for the next round. If we're gonna look to go full control decky kind of stuff, then we definitely want to get all of the armors that we can find. So how's this going? Can we fight through these 4 hearts that he's got here? Seems like his health is going down. All right, good job, team. Let's see. Yeah, we want to add in the leather armor. It's tempting to pick up the spear, but I think our weaponry is kind of okay at the moment. I really like pressing to just have the kind of best weapons as possible. The spear is much stronger than the shovel, but I think that we're fighting through this early game well enough with the Fly Agaric, so I'm gonna skip past it here. We'll pick up the pocket sand. Big old selection of bags coming out of this one. I'm leaning towards Let's see. See if we can handle these mathematics here and see with how much space that we have. We're definitely putting in the leather armor. I'm looking at, say, like the fanny pack and the healing herbs, or the fanny pack and the banana. The banana giving us a little bit of upgrades with the fly agaric, but we don't have the bag space for all of that. Also interested in these healing herbs, and so let's just do this. Let's pick up the speed bag, get our weapons up and running that way. Do want to pick up the healing herbs, don't want to make a health potion. Let's lock the bag to make sure we get it next round. Should probably lock this banana as well. Oh, I don't want to do too much here. We still need to find a... we still need to come out and find a blueberries for this health potion, and so maybe we let the banana go at this point. I don't want to lock everything up, just purchase everything next round, and then just be like, oops, we didn't get to pursue our strategy. What do we got against the Banana Master here? Seems like we're doing okay. We should start to build up some thorns. We're building up some poison. As we get to fatigue, I think we'll start to run this one over. Haven't even used our health potion yet. Good stuff. Right, there's the blueberries. Good deal. So yeah, we want the bag. We want the blueberries. Picked up an onion, which could be useful as well. Well, let's pick up a roll here, see if another bag finds its way to us. Not yet. Don't want wands. Let's get past that. And there is a stamina sack. We're not gonna have the money to get to it though. Let's see. Let's pick up this other healing herbs. I like the sustain we'll get out of it early. Upgrade the mana potion. And it looks good. I like where this is headed. It seems like we're doing okay here in the early game. Lock in the stamina sack, jump into the next round. So yeah, I'm going to look to make the magic torch, and then we're going to look for a dark saber. The thing I'm not certain with here is I'm not certain at what point we need to be getting rid of this shovel. Or if not getting rid of the shovel, we need to add in like another fly agaric. Just a way to get this scaling damage to kind of stack up on the opponent. I'm not quite certain where the balance lies in terms of figuring these things out. But the thing to where we should come in and pop off is as we get this mana potion, mana torch up and running, we do get the scaling off of it if we have the mana generation at some point. Let's see, we get a stamina sack. I think I'm okay to add in bananas. I haven't been keeping close enough tabs on our stamina usage. But we get good fiddler here. Pocket Sand's looking strong. Let's hit it. Dang. This guy's got all the big upgrades. He's got the big wand. He's got the upgraded Goobert. He's got 2 blueberries to go along with this. Very powerful at this moment. We're going to get annihilated by this guy. Just take it straight to the end rounds here. Jesus. All right, though. Got our magic torch. Need a mana producer to get that scaling going. Well, let's see. We got an amulet. It's a potion one. Don't really want it. Take a roll here. Nothing else is that useful. Want the fanny pack. The Mani Neku. Let's see. Like if we're looking to use the magic torch, which is just legendary, not that great. And then we're also looking to use the dark saber as our other attacky style weapon, which is godly. So we could get some usages out of that. The other thing here is we are going to look to add just a ton of armors in. And so we can get the extra activations out of things like Corrupted Armor and Moon Armor. And so maybe this thing will be worth it. It just doesn't do anything right now, which kind of worries me, especially since it's so expensive. So let's just skip past that. It's a reasonably strong thing, but I don't think we want it. And now I am going to take this upgrade on Hungry Blade. I think the shovel has probably served its course. We do get... we do get some upgrades here, and then that's a fairly easy sell as time goes on. And then I'm going to want to pick up this holy armor. Just going to try and pick up all the armors that we can, and then dig in with Mr. Struggles. Okay. Don't have any mana generation though. Kind of sucks for the round. So how we doing? His fancy fencing is scaling up super high. Yeah, can't do anything about that. Alright, Mr. Struggles. Do your thing. Add in the holy armor. Get to add in the stamina sack. Alright, well, we're doing stuff, right? What more can you say about it? So, yeah, we're doing stuff. Get him. Let's see. Gonna add in Mr. Struggles. We've got this holy armor. Can add in up at the top. Looks good to me. Get some of these foods up and running. Looks good. So we want to keep in the healing herbs. After the herbs, I think we want the pocket sands, and then we'll look to sell off the shiny shell and the stone whenever the time comes. All right, so yeah, the mana generators are where we're really hurting now. Not finding any blueberries sucks. Like, I don't really want to spend 11 gold on a gen lamp. That's not the key to success, I think. And so as soon as we get just like that one mana generator, I'll be so much happier with how this is going. We get to keep our attack scaling on our weapons. Mr. Struggles did the work today, though. Okay, and so yeah, important stuff. We've got the corrupted crystal. I'm not opposed to making the dark armor, but we need to keep this first one to pick up the dark saber with. So I'm just going to keep it and lock it. There is a toad. Just the mana generation on this thing is so slow. Like, I don't want to be too greedy about this. I'm just asking for blueberries, though. It's not like I'm being obscene about our desires, and so let's pick up the fanny pack. I mean, I guess we can pick up fly agaric. It's not what I want, but we're just not picking up the foods that we need. Okay, and then let's pick up this stone skin potion. Okay, so that looks reasonable. Getting at least a little bit of extra damage out of the fly agarics, the upgrade to stone skin potion. Just pass on more toads. You know, we'll find blueberries at some point, I guess. Move on. I think we're okay here. This guy doesn't really deal any damage. Looks like he's starting to stack up the buffs. You got to do the work, Mr. Struggles. Just a little bit too slow. Okay. All right. Well, do you want the stamina sack? And here's our lightsaber. So it's gonna be a little expensive. I was thinking on the last round, I'm kind of okay with just getting rid of the spiked shield at this point. And that will get us the money we need for the dark saber. So we want to add that one in. Want to get the upgrade on it. And what else do we got here? We're gonna need the shield. And then I think we'll pass on the leather armor at this point. Make sure this is still upgrading. So hard to see. Okay. Alright, well, hopefully we'll be popping off next round. Still no mana generation. It's those toads are just so expensive, though. Like, passing up on 6 gold, it activates every, like, 3.5 seconds. And so, like, in the first portion of the battle, it's going to generate, like, 3 mana. It's so expensive for very little payoff if you don't have pets or if you don't have... if you don't have like Sneckos to make it do additional stuff. Guess we're just gonna take one though. At least at least this one's on sale, huh? So we'll add in the Add in the Toad and then the Shield of Valor. We should have enough space to fit this thing in. Get it up here in the top. Get some big boosts on the stone armor. I dig it. All right, that looks decent. I mean, I guess the Toad kind of combos with the torch, right? We get to spend the buffs to gain extra mana. We get to spend that one buff, and so maybe that'll count towards something one day. Feels like we're asking a lot out of the old Toad there, though. But all right, this looks good. Got the pocket sands up and running. Very little mana generation is meh. I think we should probably lock this fanny pack. But the build's kind of coming together, though, right? We have everything we need. We're just going to look for the additional pets or dolls, whatever these things are called, and then additional armor stuff. Our weaponry is on point here. Start off that battle picking up 195 armor. That's a big old number. At least the Darksaber does get the upward scaling as the additional buffs land on the opponent, but not surprised that we're getting kind of tanked here. Just the big scaling we'd get off the magic torch just isn't happening at this point. All right, well, we got a giraffe. Yay. Maybe if our only... I'm trying to think of what our buffs look like at this point. It's going to say if our only buff is mana, then we can spend the clover this generates to generate mana off of the misfortune. I guess that's a thing, right? Okay, well, I guess we should have just taken all of those other toads earlier if we knew how this was gonna be. I got the scaling on another fancy fencing here. We did get up to 9 hearts. The misfortune's doing a little bit of something. Get the big scaling out of those. 15 hearts, are you gonna be enough? 18 hearts? Not enough. Oh, brutal. Okay, how do we feel about the time dilator in this? I mean, it seems like it would be strong against all of the attack-based opponents, and then weak against all of the food-based opponents. I think it'll be decent here, though. Okay, well, let's go with the time dilator. Pick up the bag. Need, again, something to generate mana. It's not here. The Mrs. Struggles is definitely an addition we want, though. Let's see. Get the bag in. She'd probably come in and just replace some of these pocket sands at this point. Okay. How do we feel about that? Is that just as good as it's going to get? I don't know about this game. Like, I'm kind of regretting passing on these toads, but it feels like, you know, we took them in the proper angles here. Maybe the missed struggles is just what we needed to cancel some of the opposing scaling. And then we're up against the food. I guess at least the time dilator is strong against an Excalibur. I think we're just going to be way too slow here. Maybe we'll just get up to a billion health regen and be in decent shape. Up to 15, the fatigue's not nearly enough, and so a bit of a bummer of a battle. I had decent hopes for where this was going. I'm just not quite certain where things went wrong here. It's a bit of a tough spot in this meta, running up against things like the the scaling food builds and just not being that particularly good against them. But I'm not certain. Like I feel like we did something wrong with the build here. It doesn't feel like the thing that we did wrong was not taking those toads, right? The toad didn't even become serviceable until we found that single copy of Misfortune, and if we didn't find a Misfortune, then the toad would just be complete garbage. And so it's tough in the sense that like I get that we're not a like really attack based scaling build, but it just didn't it like I'm trying to think if say we had that consistent flow of mana with the blueberries, would we have been better? And I mean, probably, right? Does you get so much defensive usage out of the dark sabers when you're getting to inflict all the blinds on your opponent? It feels like that was a real pain point. And so I like where we went with this. I think given what we started with the items coming out of the sack and the health potion and generating the quick mana potion, like I like the kind of path that this went, and I think that this is the kind of premier way to go after mana builds with the Reaper. Like I don't like going after the healing thing. I think it sucks, and I don't really like poison in this format either. And so I don't like going for any of the wand builds. So it does feel like if you're going towards a mana build with the Reaper, you want to be doing something like this. But I think the distinction that we need to make and where this probably fell apart is that we're on the we're on the relic case and we're not on the poison case. Like I like to think that the poison case activations to put the poison on the opponent are that kind of damage source that we need. Because the dark saber magic torch aren't the premier damage. They're decent damage if you have the magic scaling to go with it, but you would really prefer to be supplementing them with the damage out of the poison case. And so I think it's a worthwhile build to understand. This strikes me as one of those kind of fringe builds to where if the cards fall, you kind of want this in your toolkit of things that you can do. But I think it's the two things that we have here are that we did it right out the gates, and just sticking to a build round one that's kind of a tier 2 build is certainly a mistake. And even when it does go well, how good is it? I don't think this is a particularly strong meta for this type of control deck, as we do run into a lot of builds like what the opponent has here, running into the buff steel ranger is very common, and running into the cheese build berserkers is very common, to where we need to be up against attacky based builds, right? We want our opponents to be grinding through our health. We want to be running up against big busted blades, and we want to be running against things that are just dealing damage and not the just kind of slow grind that we see out of the opposing ranger here. But nonetheless, good stuff. Hopefully you got a bit of a learning experience out of that, and I had fun. Hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.